For New Orleans. So if we come here, I've got the very latest 90-mile-an-hour wind still sustaining at the 5 a.m. advisory. It's just situated here in the Gulf, pulling on those very hot waters of 86 degrees plus, moving to the north and the east, and that puts it on a beeline. Maybe now, this is what's changed with the 5 a.m. advisory, as a Category 2 hurricane with 100-mile-an-hour winds before it makes landfall over South Louisiana and then heads up through the Mid-South as still a tropical depression, even by the week's end. So Francine is going to have a huge impact on that northern Gulf Coast area, especially Louisiana, which sits very low anyway. For us, we have some downpours here between Lantana, Delray, and Boynton Beach. These just emerged, and a little flirtation here at Hope Sound and Palm City. A huge blast of rain and offshore waters over the Bahamas crossing, and all that moisture, we're just stuck underneath it, basically, because we're canopied by a front that is stalled to our north. So upper 70s to about 80 on the Treasure Coast, low 80s in the Palm Beaches, very, very humid, and impact weather throughout today because of the intermittent rains really peaking at about 1 o'clock and lasting until about 5. That's why you see that yellow icon up here at this point. Not only do we have Francine in the tropics, though, but we also have 2 other invests, and I've got the latest on that ahead.
So that comes as we're in the peak of the Atlantic hurricane season, and our first warning weather team always making sure you know how to prepare. It's always to be ready just in case. First warning meteorologist Sandra here to talk about what pet owners need to know about. Sandra, I know you have a little cat as well that you have to prepare for, so fill us in.
He's always so prepped, but I can tell you, we still have a long way to go with hurricane season. We passed the statistical peak, but as this is evidence, New Orleans area, Shreveport, Baton Rouge, they're going to get nailed. So obviously, everybody's scrambling now. We have Clara Geraci, this cute Fido here. Tell me why and what we need to know for our pets.
No, absolutely. Especially, we just had our 20th anniversary for Hurricane Francis.
Right.
One of the lessons learned for Hurricane Katrina was a lot of people stayed behind to stay with their pets because everybody leaves out their pets or their family members.
Of course.
So with that lesson learned, there's laws that have been changed. So one of the things that we're doing here in Florida now is with the shelters that the American Red Cross is having or be open, we're allowing the pets now.
That's
and that
amazing.
Is something absolutely new. But it's a little bit different with the regular shelters versus the evacuation shelters. The evacuation shelters are the ones where they're openly 24, 48 hours during the storm. Now, every county has a different plan on how to accommodate pets and their family members. So, for example, here in Palm Beach County, they have a shelter in Boynton Beach. Park Vista High School is for the people, but the Boca Raton West Community Recreation Center is for their pets. And you have to
so they have it divvied up.
Pre-registered,
and I know you have to register here. Absolutely. So you need to get on, do it, sooner rather than later, always, of course.
The whole thing is about planning. As long as you have a plan, you always want to plan exactly what you're going to do, not just for your family, but obviously for your pets as well. What are you going to do with the pet? Are you going to stay in place? Are you shelter in place at your home, or are you going to evacuate? Just like we have to have a hurricane kit at home, we have to have a hurricane kit for a to-go kit for ourselves, for each person, but also for our pets. Very, very important to have a kit for the pets.
And just for us, as we are here with, a couple more months to go, what are the key takeaways, the key things that we should already be done by now, but if we didn't get on it, what do we need to be ready?
It's never too late to start preparing. It's never too late. Just make sure, for the people, make sure you have your food, make sure you have your flashlights, all the basics. That I think a lot of us already know what the basics are that we have to have. Just be prepared that, how are you going to survive in your home for not having any power anywhere between 5 to 15 days?
And the water is critical, and your medicines and all of that. And medicines for your pet as well. I'm sure there's, what's the main thing that people overlook when it comes to the pet planning?
It's the medication. Number one, it's the medication, your food. Making sure the biggest thing is their collars, making sure they have a tag and ID tag. A lot of people know that their pets are microchipped when they adopt it from the animal care control or rescue, or from the veterinarian when they have the chip implanted. But a lot of people don't realize it's the owner is the one who has to go into the online and register their pet, because the rescue doesn't do it, animal care and control doesn't do it. So we have to go in there and make sure that our information is up to date, especially when we move. please update it. So many pets that are lost, especially after a hurricane.
That would be the worst thing ever, just to lose
And
your,
it
I can't
happens.
even, yeah, I don't even want to think about it. So yeah, here we are, don't want to let down our guard, we want to stay ready. You are on it all the time. I mean, last time we talked was at the Governor's Hurricane Conference, and we did all the stuff that you guys do for kids and coping with the storm. It's just such an awesome thing that you guys do at the Red Cross. So I appreciate it. Don't forget Fido here, the real one. All right, the Red Cross, by the way, is hosting an event in Boynton Beach to help people get ready. And that is coming up. So for more, go to our website, WPBF25news.com.